It was opened in 2017, largest science center in all of the Maritime provinces. Also has the first immersive dome in the Maritime provinces, which is essentially a theater that goes all the way around you and above your head. Now coming up on our left side there, just up the road adjacent to this one, this is Morris Street, and those are the Morris Street homes there, done in the Victorian architectural style.
We are on a half.
Now none of those homes are currently on the market, but if they were to be, they'd be priced at around $1 million
We're in Halifax,
Canadian.
province of
Coming up on our right
Nova
side here,
Scotia
Bishop's Landing.
in
Now in
Canada.
Bishop's Landing, you can get done some upscale dining, some boutique shopping, and you here from Scotland back in 1817, and he opened his brewery in 1820. He even served as the 3-time mayor of Halifax, and I cannot help but wonder if being the owner of a brewery served in his mayor campaign. Now our stop 2 is approaching on our right side specifically. And if you look up towards Alexander Keith's Brewery.
See it? Yeah.
4-strong fire rescue is pulled from. And off to our left still, look towards this green awning on our left side here, just beneath it to the government house. It's a little more done up in the backyard, I will say. And on the left side of the bus, the oldest place in Halifax here, and this is the old burying ground, established one day after Halifax was founded. Now in that burying ground, there is 12,000 bodies, but only 1,200 headstones, which is what makes it officially a burying ground and not a cemetery. And a little fun fact about that burying ground, if you were murdered in the time of its use, the name of your murderer went on the stone with you. I know, isn't that terrible? Now Halifax also realized that this is the only burying ground to have that quote-unquote feature, or cemetery for that matter. On the bottom floor and the top floor there is a cafe. They have elevator access inside. They have public washrooms, and on that top floor you can get a beautiful 360-degree view of the surrounding city. Now coming up on our right side here is the elusive Tim Hortons. Nothing too notable to say about the Tim Hortons, but as you're a Canadian tour guide. Coming up on our right side there, the bright blue building. That's one of my personal faves here in Spring Garden. That's Jennifer's of Nova Scotia. And if you're looking for a gift or souvenir from Nova Scotia, highly recommend Jennifer's. Everything inside is authentically made by Nova Scotian artist or artisan. The gate is only open to royalty. Us common folk here in Halifax must use the side entrances. Wah wah. Now our stop 5, situated just outside one of those side entrances. And at the stop 5 there is public washrooms, there is a cafe and an ice cream parlor, and this is one of only 2 Victorian gardens across all of Canada. And the other is in British Columbia, on the opposite coast. Telegraph communication, and they can send a message 150 miles in 15 minutes. Taller ones for commercial use, shorter ones for military use.
Got him on the right, Joe?
And just off to the right side of the bus here is the Royal Artillery Park. Now those cannons are the very same ones from 1803, making them well over 200 years old. The bells and that bell tower there forge the same forge as the Liberty Bell, the Westminster Abbey bells, and the bells of the Big Ben. So you could say that Halifax has its fancy bells and whistles too. TD. Coming up ahead of us, and on the left side of the bus here, is the fort. And this is actually the 4th fort to be built on this property. The first fort was made of wood, and it burnt down. The second fort was made of wood, and it burnt down. And the third fort was made of wood. And would we like to take a guess at what happened to it? Oh yeah, she burnt down. Now the 4th fort here, not made of wood, still standing to date. Crazy how that works. Now the Citadel has an entry fee of $9 for an adult, and this is the only stop in which we get off using the back door of the bus here. Here, this is Citadel High School, the longer brick building. Those white flags are encircling the Amerika Oval. Now the Amerika Oval was built in 2011 for the Canada Winter Sports, specifically for the speed skating competition. In the warmer season, it's used for rollerblading, roller skating, skate entirely free of charge. All you have to do is lend them some government ID and they will lend you their equipment, and you can try out any activity you please on the oval there. Now the fact that it was approaching the bridge that is built in question. So this bridge here is the A. Murray McRae Bridge. So here in Halifax, we only have 2 bridges that cross our harbor. So to keep things nice and simple for ourselves, we refer to those 2 bridges as the New and Old Bridge. The A. Murray there would be the new bridge, being completed in 1970. Now on a much brighter note, coming up on our left side here, Halifax Shipyard. Now the shipyard was bought by Irving back in 1990. I'm going to invite you guys to look out the left side of the bus here, just past this white building, down by the water. There we go. That gift wrap frame there is a ship. That's a ship halfway through its construction. Now it doesn't look too impressive yet, but hopefully soon it will come to look like a proper ship. And I do say hopefully, as this time last year that ship looked the exact same. And coming up just ahead of us here is the second bridge to cross Halifax over to Dartmouth. And this bridge is the Angus L. MacDonald, or better known as the Old Bridge, being completed in 1955, about 15 years before the new bridge. Now there's actually a little bit of a curse associated with this bridge, and that curse states that this bridge is supposed to fall. Which I love to tell my passengers right before we pass beneath it. Pictures that extend down the length into the water. Now the reason I'm drawing your attention to these buildings is because these are considered to be eco buildings here in Halifax. Now those pictures do extend right down into Halifax's harbour, so if you go, you can get real up close and personal with Purdy's Wharf there. And note that they do appear to be standing on stilts in the harbour front. Now those stilts, they draw our wonderful driver up front there, Kevin, and all the passengers. We're incredibly happy to show our little city to you. I hope you have a good day here in Halifax, and if I don't see you again, safe travels tonight. I'd also like to personally thank you guys for being such a wonderful audience to take around the city.